Welcome back to Family Twist. Today, we're diving into a topic that's complicated, messy, and for a lot of people in the adoptee and DNA surprise world, painfully familiar. It's about reaching out to a biological parent, maybe for the first time, and instead of getting a door flung open, you get no door at all. No reply, or maybe the slow fade, or the vague, I just need some time that quietly turns into months of silence. We call it ghosting, but this isn't the we went on 2 dates and they never texted again kind of ghosting. This is family. This is someone you've wondered about your whole life. So for today's episode, Kendall's going to tell you about his own version of this. His birth mother didn't slam the door. She didn't block him, but she also didn't step forward. And the quiet in between can be just as painful.
She did respond at first, said she needed time to process, and I thought, okay, I've waited decades, I can wait a little longer. But that's where it stayed. No follow up, no, here's what I'm thinking, no, I'm not ready yet, just an unspoken stop sign. At first, I convinced myself it was temporary. I marked imaginary milestones. Maybe after the holidays, maybe after her birthday, maybe when she talks to her family. Months went by and it sank in. This wasn't a pause. This was the answer, a soft no. And a soft no can hurt more than a blunt one because you keep looking for hope in it. I wasn't trying to blow up her life. I wasn't asking for instant mother son closeness. I just wanted to know her, understand where I came from. And having that met with nothing, it's difficult not to take it personally.
That is one of the crueler parts of this. It just leaves you to fill in the blanks. And if you're like most humans, well, we fill in those blanks with the worst possible storylines. Maybe she doesn't want me. Maybe she thinks I'm trouble. Maybe she's ashamed of me. And here's the thing, those stories feel real because you've already lived the kind of loss or secrecy that makes them believable.
Right. And the silence doesn't just close the relationship, it shuts down the questions. If you're an adoptee or an NPE, you already have a lifetime of unanswered questions. So when a parent refuses to engage, it's not just no to a relationship, it's no to giving you the history you're missing. That's the most difficult part for me. It's not just that I can't know her, it's that I may never get the answers she holds.
Okay, let's slow this down and pull apart the why. Not to excuse it, because you and I both know the impact is still the same, but it can help separate their stuff from your worth.
I've played out scenarios in my head. I used to think that maybe she's never told anyone she had a child. Maybe her spouse doesn't know. Maybe her other kids didn't know. And letting me in means unraveling her whole story. Maybe she's afraid or ashamed, or she's convinced herself I'm better off without her, which is not her call to make.
And then there's that possibility she just doesn't have the emotional muscle for it all. Loves you in some abstract kind of way, maybe, but the act of sitting down and talking about the past is a weight that she's never trained to lift. And for you, knowing all that doesn't erase the fact, it just still stings.
Yes, but understanding helps me stop treating her silence like it's my fault. I've lived there for a while, thinking if I'd worded it differently, timed it better, maybe she'd have said yes. That's the trap. You can exhaust yourself trying to find the perfect message that would have, quote, fixed it. And maybe there never was one.
So let's talk about what happens next. Because this isn't just a story about a door that stayed shut, it's about what you do after that.
For me, it started with recognizing that waiting was costing me more than it was giving me. I thought I was being respectful, but I was putting my own life on emotional pause to see if she'd choose me. And that's not sustainable.
And letting go of the weight, that's a tricky beast because it can feel like letting go of hope. But there's a difference between keeping a little ember alive and sitting in the cold waiting for someone else to get firewood.
Exactly. I still have that ember, but my life doesn't hinge on it. I started connecting with people who get it, other adoptees, NPEs, people who've been shut out and found ways to keep moving. That was huge, realizing I wasn't defective. I gave myself permission to feel everything. I wrote letters I'll never send. Sometimes that was the only way to get the words out.
And that's just reclaiming your voice because ghosting can make you feel like you don't even get to speak. What you've done is actually the opposite. You've made sure your voice is louder than the silence.
Hmm. This part's directly to my birth mother. If you ever hear this, I want you to know I tried. I gave you time, I gave you space, and in return, you gave me silence. I'm not angry like I used to be. I'm sad, I'm disappointed, but I'm okay. I don't need your permission to exist. I wanted you in my life, but I don't need you to validate it. I wish you peace, and I wish you'd said something, anything, instead of disappearing.
If you've been ghosted by a birth parent, here's what you need to know. Their silence is theirs. It doesn't belong to you. You still get to tell your story, and you don't need their voice to give yours legitimacy.
We'll see you next time on Family Twist. Until then, keep talking, even if the person you want to hear you never does.